Okay, here we go. So we're going to talk about just plain old kind of recipes that you would have in real world life. And let's say here's a recipe. I'm going to be 3 cups flour and 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of milk. When cooked up will give me 1 cake. And just to keep things in consistent, I know it seems kind of strange, but let's say we make 1 cup of cake, okay, or 1 cup of cake. All right. Okay, so one thing to notice about this recipe, and we'll see a similar thing in a chemical equation, is that it kind of looks like a math equation, but it's not, okay? So it has pluses, and but if you notice, in math, you would have 3 plus 2 plus 1 would equal not 1, but would equal 6. So this is not a chemical equation. What it says is if you take 3 flours, 3 cups of sugar, and 3 cups of milk, you make 1 cake. It doesn't equal 1 cake. It makes 1 cake. So don't use arrow. Don't use an equal sign where an arrow goes in a chemical equation or a recipe. Okay, so now let's just do some simple things. Okay, so one way to think about this is visually take 3 cups of 2, 1, and you end up with 1 cup cake. All right, that's simple enough. So 1 recipe. Okay. Now, simply, if you wanted to do 2 recipes, what you would do is you would do 2 times these 3, 2 times these 2, 2 of 1 of these, and you'll end up with 2 of these. So you can count them up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. So to do 2 recipes, you would need 6 cups. Here you need 4 cups. Here you need 2 cups, and obviously you make 2 recipes. So, and then let's say we want to do 3. Make 3 recipes. We simply go 3 cups 3 times. We do 2 cups 3 times. We do 2 cups, 1 cup 3 times. And then we'll have 1 cup of cake 3 times as well. And you would have 9 cups, 6 cups, 3 cups, and 3 cups. So hopefully you see the pattern here. We'll do a couple more just to follow through with it and try to come up with a formulation way of doing it. But if you look at the ratio of the cups, the flours, the milks, they're always the same. There's 3 cups for every 3 cups of flour for 1 cup of milk. If you look in the bottom one, when you have 9 cups of flour, you have 3 cups of milk. The ratio of 9 to 3 is the same as 3 to 1. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is try to formalize this a little bit so we can kind of get it all written up here. set this up like I did because I'm going to expand on it. For right now, what I'm going to be interested in is simply write down how many cups I need for each recipe. So I need 3 cups every time we do one recipe. 2, 1, and I'm going to make 1 cup when I'm done. Okay, so that's the standard ratio between the each substance. Okay, now what I want to do now is do what we just did and try to figure out how many cups, and given a certain amount of recipes, how many cups we'll need for each. So what I'm going to put up here is number of recipes. Okay, so let's say, and I'm going to put squares, what I'm going to start out with. Let's say I want to do 4 recipes. All right, and I'll put the 4 all the way across because I want to do 4 for each one. And I want to end up with 4 cakes. And what I want to do now is figure out how many cups of each substance, each ingredient I need to do 4 recipes. Okay, now this is going to relate to my grouping that I talked about before. Okay, so let's go back and look at grouping. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at the very first one, the 3 cups of flour with 4 recipes. Okay, so let's say, I want to do 4 recipes, and I want to know how many cups of flour I will need to do that. And my relationship is that there's 3 cups of flour per recipe. Okay. So the way to do this simply is, so this is my group. There are 3 cups of flour in one recipe. Okay, I essentially have 4 groups. Each recipe is a group. And what I'm doing is I'm emptying out each recipe. So each recipe has 3 cups of flour, and I'm going to empty that out, and I'm going to end up with so many cups of flour. So the way that I do that, I take 3 cups of flour, and I scoop 4 times, or I take 4 of those cups. And when I do that, I'll end up with 12 cups of flour. So I went from a small number, 4, to a large number. So this is ungrouping, which I went over when we were talking about grouping. Okay, when you ungroup, you always end up with more of a thing, of your number, than you do when you start out with. So if you have 4 recipes, you do 3 cups 4 times, you end up with 12 cups. Okay, so that's what we're going to do over for all the substances. And as I walk through this and word it, it should be clearer. Okay. So I have 3 cups of flour. I want to do that 4 times because each recipe I need 1. So I do 3 cups 4 times. So I'll need 12 cups of flour. How many cups of sugar will I need? Well, each time I do it, I need 2. I do 2 4 times. I end up with 8. I need 8. Okay. How many cups of flour? Each time I do, I need 1 cup of flour. I do 1 cup of flour 4 times, and that gives me 4. And how many cupcakes? Obviously 4. Okay, so let's do another one with a different number up here, and see. Now what I have here, I have what I call a recipe table. Okay. Now the thing that's always going to be the same for this recipe table is this row right here. 3, 2, 1, and 1. What is going to be variable are these ones, and we'll talk about, let's just go through that. Okay, so we'll always know so this number up here, which we call this, in chemistry we call it the coefficient, but it is basically how many per recipe. That's going to go right here, in the second row. Okay, and we're going to be using this table throughout our chemical equations. All right. Okay, so let's do another one. Okay, let's say I start out with 12. I want to do 12 recipes. Okay, how many cups of each will I need? Okay, so I'll do a 3, and I do that 12 times. So I do 3, 12 times, and so I need 36 cups of flour. Okay, here I need 2 cups, 12 times, and it's be 24. Here I'm going to need 1 cup, 12 times, and 12. And here I'm going to make 1 cup 12 times, and I'll make 12 cups. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'm going to draw this table again, and what I would like you to do right now is do one on your own. Let's do a couple on your own. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. First one, I want to do 5 recipes, and second one, I want to do 20 recipes. So what you need to do is write out 2 of these tables. Each one looks exactly like this to start out with. And do 5 recipes first, and then 20. Okay, so you go ahead and do that. You can turn off the video here and try on your own. And when you come back, I will have them ready for you. 5 recipes. All right. Put 5 all the way across. So you want to do 5 recipes for each one. How many cups are you going to need? Well, you're going to do 3, 5 times, or 15. You're going to do 2, 5 times, or 10. You're going to do 1, 5 times, or 5. And then you'll end up with 5 here, because you're doing 1, 5 times. So you need 15 cups of flour, 10 cups of sugar, 1 cup of milk, and 5 cups of cake. All right, for the 20 recipes, okay, you do 3 cups 20 times, 60. You do 2 cups 20 times, 40. Do 1 cup 20 times, 20. And you do end up with 1 cup 20 times, or 20. Okay, hopefully you see that's pretty simple. And what I've done is that we just could have said it in words, you probably could have figured it out. But I just kind of set it up in a table to see how it works. Okay, so this is going from recipes to cups. The next video is going to be going from cups to recipes.